3 months since I built this custom PC. And I have yet to actually clean it. So first thing before doing anything is that we have to properly shut off the PC. Now that it's shut off, to avoid any static, I want to make sure that I actually unplug this thing. But obviously switch the power off on the power supply first, then unplug it. Now we should have static-free everything. So a couple things you'll need. A little vacuum or like a blower. I usually like to do the blower just because it's a superstition where if you use a vacuum to suck up all the dust, it can create static and short parts out. Then if you have like a little eyeglass microfiber little cloth for cleaning glasses, I like to do this on parts that are, and wiping them down very carefully. You don't put any solution on them, you just dry towel it. Since we got nice glass, we gotta use glass cleaner. So glass cleaner with just a rag. This has fur on. I'm gonna obviously not have fur on it when I use it, but that's it. So for this guy, I have to unscrew this, pop this guy out. This is the last thing we'll clean. First thing is, just turn this on.
So as you can see, that is one thing you want to absolutely try and avoid when you're basically blowing out any dust that's actually in the PC. There's a superstition where, and technically it could, that if the fan is running and moving, it can create a static discharge that can ruin components. But since I've actually turned off the power supply and unplugged it, there's not really a way that it could happen. As you can see, this is incredibly dusty.
That had a lot more dust in it than I thought. Now, a good thing to note is that as you guys saw, this thing was spinning, these guys are spinning. It is kind of hard to not make them spin, just hold on to them and blow air as safely as possible because you can't set up a discharge with it.
Now it is important to note when you're doing this, you must destatic yourself because you yourself can actually set off a static discharge that can fry components afterwards.
Last thing is just to really squirt some of this glass cleaner into a rag. Don't spray it actually inside the PC because then that ruins stuff. And since this is really only one piece of glass that's here, besides the cover, just kind of do it super carefully.
And lastly, I will admit, if your AIO is a little too big for your case or literally just the size of your case, it is going to be rather tricky to clean the glass that is right next to the lines.
Now I've cleaned this off camera, it just has to be dried a little bit, but make sure it's all good before putting it in. And bam! That is how you clean a custom gaming PC. So all we have to do now is just, like I was saying beforehand, plug the power supply back in, turn the power supply actually on, and then turn it on. It looks brand spanking new now.